Ellie here from the Bear Pit TV, bringing you the transfer show live. Now, do keep your comments coming throughout and also questions, which I'll get to at the end as per usual. Now, first up, obviously this Arnautovic deal is raging on and on. It's apparently going to be completed within the next 24 hours or so. West Ham going to capture him for 23 million, which will be a record sale for the club. Let me know your thoughts on that figure. 23, I think, is close to about right. I'd rather get a little closer to 25 million, but you know, Arnautovic, there's no point keeping him now after what he said and after the comments he's made about leaving the club and the way he's gone about it's a little bit shady. A lot of people are obviously calling him a snake in relation to this transfer deal and him wanting to leave the club, which seems pretty much manufactured by his brother and probably some words in the air that aren't needed. Arnautovic could have done a lot more if he'd have stayed at the club, and I think most people are angry about this is because it's not the forward step that we'd have expected. West Ham is pretty much a sideward step. What are West Ham doing that we aren't in this league? You know, they didn't do great last season, pretty much similar to us. But for me, I'd have liked us to keep Arnie, but it's not happening now. He's going to be announced as a West Ham player. Arnautovic will undoubtedly get a horrible reception when he returns to the Britannia next season, the season coming up, and I'm sure a lot of you fans will be booing him because, you know, in the way he's left, to leave for West Ham just hurts so many Stoke fans. If it was an AC Milan, a PSG, you could understand that, but going to West Ham, such a sideward step, and it seems like it's a move for the money. On the back of that, last night, the Sentinel followed up with an article saying that we were back in for Yarmo and Konoplyanka, you know, back on our radar. I'm not sure how much I believe that. I think it's probably a little bit of lazy journalism trying to think of some targets that could go back in for those guys. I don't believe they're anywhere near back on our radar. We haven't, you know, they haven't been interested in them anytime recently. And for me, I don't know what they'd bring. You know, I think I'd speak for many Stoke fans when I say we'd all rather just see Sobby get some more game time. Maybe another young, tricky winger to sort of fill in on both sides is what we need, instead of going out and buying a Konoplyanka or a Yarmolenko. I don't think we need either of those guys. I'm sure so many people want to see Sobby get a run in this side. I've got no doubt that people want to see Sobby. A few of your comments on the Arnie situation. Steve Hines says he's a greedy scab. Steve Mawson, Arnie got no ambition if he wants to go West Ham. And Sharon Hardwick says, I don't get why Arnie is going to West Ham. It's hardly an improvement. Hope we can sign some new players ASAP. And Nick Zwetchnikau, I hope I said that name right, says he's gone for the money. And Todd Bennett says, shocking if he gets a bad reception, giving us some quality memories and deserves to choose whichever club he goes to. Which is a fair point. Footballers nowadays, are they all just mercenaries? You know, would any of us turn down an offer to go and double our money elsewhere, no matter where it was? Probably would, if I'm being completely honest. Let's have a look at the rest of these comments on about Arnautovic. And Kieran Allen pretty much echoes those sentiments, what I just said. Football is a job and you'll try to get as much money as you can. If you get offered a job what pays more in a short career, would you accept it? Agreed. If anyone was offered double their wages or get a lot more money, they would take it, but it's how they go about it. You know, the things he said when he signed the new deal, the things saying he wouldn't leave us for anyone but Barcelona or Real Madrid, those are the things what are pissing people off. But on to the next story. Ashley Young has says that we're interested in him. That came from the Sun and HITC today. I think it's a load of crap. Hopefully it is. I mean, it's split people down the middle. That one posted on the pages today. Ashley Young, he's not getting any younger, ironically, to say that. And you know, he's not the right direction we would go for. Do you want a cheating, diving git at our club? I wouldn't, if I'm being completely honest. Although if we were going to play the wing backs, he'd probably fit into that on the left in the place of Eric Peters, maybe. Who knows? I don't want to sign Ashley Young. I hope the newspaper talk is rubbish. Let me know your thoughts on the comments on that. Nick Schwarzenegger says, don't want the diving cheat. Same. That's exactly how I feel. Callum Lawton, though, says, Young is a good experienced signing, would like him entertaining the wings. Would you not just rather see Sobby on the left wing? If you had the chance now to have Young in as a new signing or play Sobby out there, I think the majority of Stoke fans are going to say we'd rather persist with Sobby and take that young talent what we've got and give him much more experience than come and bring in Ashley Young nearing the end of his career, eats bird poo, and rather just play Sobby. Pardon me. Lastly, Kurt Zouma, this is just raging on after earlier this week. He was spotted at the training ground in Stoke training kit. Apparently, the hold-up is that he's waiting to sign his new contract with Chelsea. That's all that we are waiting on. He's going to sign a 3 or 4 year deal, and as soon as that is put to paper, they will announce that he is signed on loan for Stoke City. So nothing to worry about on that one. That is the latest on Kurt Zouma. Don't worry that nothing's happening, that nothing seems to be happening. There's no hold-up from someone else coming in or anyone potentially hijacking the deal. It all seems that it's waiting on Chelsea to get him to put pen to paper on their end, because he is obviously an experienced defender. I don't think they're going to put in an option to buy on this loan deal. They're very much just wanting to go out and get more Premier League experience, which is why they're sending him to Stoke. So everyone, please stop worrying about the Zouma deal, because it seems like it's going ahead and it should be announced pretty soon. Hopefully as soon as possible, just to put a lot of people's mind at ease. And a lot of people don't believe it until he's got a Stoke shirt on or he's holding the Stoke shirt. I'm going to have a look at a few of your comments and questions as well. Liam Moffat says it's a great chance for Ramadan to get game time now. He's been impressive when he's played. I agree on that. Lee the Dewey says we need to strengthen fullback positions. There was obviously the link recently with Gregory van der Wiel from Fenerbahce. It seems like it might be genuine interest. Not sure where he'd fit in, seeing as though we've already signed extensions for Glenn Johnson and Phil Bardsley this summer. That's 2 established right backs. You've also got Tom Edwards, who's a young right back in the academy, also trying to come and squeeze through into the first team or just to make an appearance from the bench. So if we sign Van der Wiel, I'm not sure what that does for our 25-man Premier League squad. We'd have to sacrifice another position. We'd have 3 right backs then, which is a hell of a lot. Let's have a look at some more of your questions. Nathan Stokey Dre says, what about Oxlade-Chamberlain from Arsenal? Unfortunately, I think he'll go somewhere a little bigger than us. There's rumours of Liverpool, Chelsea all being interested if he is ready and willing to leave. So I think it'll be a little bit out of our reach. Robert Robinson says, what's the latest with Bruno Martins Indy? Nothing's happening with Bruno Martins Indy at the minute. He's out in Mexico, flew out there a couple of days ago. He's out in Portugal's training camp and pre-season tour there. He's featured in games, he's been in training, so it doesn't look like anything's happening. I know that not so long ago Sky Sports said at first he was signing for Crystal Palace, then they said we'd sign him and there'll be a medical within 48 hours. We have to remember that Sky Sports are also run by a bootmaker and might be looking to sort of cash in where they can. But the Bruno Martins Indy deal is absolutely nowhere near at the minute. Absolutely nowhere near. Luke Huxley says West Brom want Zouma as well. They do, but I don't think that anywhere near. He's obviously chosen us over them. He's been at our training ground in our kit. And like I said previously, we're just waiting on him to sign the contract at Chelsea. Let's have a look at some more of your questions. Callum Palmer says we're forever sidestepping or backstepping. A young Egyptian lad who showed us a hell of a lot last season, and he's going to make a ghost for another. He's going to be made a ghost for another season. Young is the most realistic Stoke target. Knocking on, hasn't played regularly. Why? Agreed. That's why I don't want Ashley Young. Do not want him at all. Paul Warren says Glenn Johnson is dog. Wants us to see us go and get Gregory van der Wiel. Louis de Banks says, do you prefer tea or coffee? Always tea. Simon Barber says that we're after any striker or more kind of firepower. I haven't seen any links. After we've lost John Walters, you probably expect us to go and sign someone in that position. Maybe once we do sell Arnautovic, that's where the money will be spent on another forward. But we will be lacking in that department when Arnie goes. So you would like to see us go and get a forward. It's a shame, really, that Chicharito is going to West Ham, it seems, for 13 million. I think he'd have been a brilliant buy for Stoke. The poacher type who just consistently scores goals. If there's one thing he's going to do, it's score. That's all he does. And for 30 million in this day and age and market, that is so cheap. It's ridiculously cheap for 13 million. Let's have a look at some more. Iheanacho, Paul Warren mentions. I think he's already gone or is going Leicester. Someone can put me right on that if not. Tom Lear says you guys heading out to St. Pauli. I wish we were. It was only announced a couple of week or so ago. Too late for us. We'd already booked up the trip to Leipzig, and we can't change our plans now, unfortunately. If the club had given us more notice, we would. Just like the Amiens game, would love to have gone that in France, but that's the thing. If we can't schedule these fixtures any sooner, then it's going to leave a lot of people unable to plan and go. Delph has all gone pretty quiet as well. I know a lot of people are waiting to see what happens on this one. That might hinge on what happens with Gianelli and Bula as well. And Bula's featured a lot in pre-season. It seems like, Mark Hughes is giving him a lot of game time. Not sure whether that's to put him in the shop window or not, but Galatasaray are interested. Torino seem to be interested, but he's featuring a lot. He seems quite happy at the moment. He's played well in a couple of games. There was obviously a little blip, but Gianelli and Bula, a lot of fans might want to see him stay and see if get another crack and see if Mark Hughes can turn him into the midfielder that we've seen a couple of times. We've seen the potential that he's got undoubtedly. Last couple of questions. Matthew Shenton says Sobby is nowhere near good enough. Interesting take on that. I'm sure a lot of people will disagree. David Whitney says Shawcross bad back again. He pulled out injured at the last game with a bad back, but let's just see what happens with that one. There's been no reports since. I haven't heard anything along that. That has been your transfer show. I thank you for watching. Do go like, comment, subscribe wherever you are watching, and we'll see you all next time.